Hello guys, this is Royal69501 and welcome to my channel. So I hope that everybody have a great weekend. Today is Monday, the joy of doing nothing day. Yeah, Monday is my day off. Oh yeah. So the comic that I'm gonna display, which we all know, is called Venom, the Maze. Part 1 of 3. Actually, this is a 3-part story. Here's part 1, nice cover. Part 2, and part 3. Check this out. Well, the comic book that I'm gonna display, well, I'm gonna choose the coolest cover, which I believe will be issue number 1. Yep, this is the one I'm gonna display. Okay, stay. So, I'm gonna give you my thoughts and my reviews about the story arc of Throne of Atlantis. Not by talking by individual issues. No, it's just as a whole. So, let me put this here. So start here in Aquaman issue 14, which is the prelude. Check that out. And part 1, Justice League 15. Aquaman 15 part 2. Justice League 16 part 3. Part 4, Aquaman 16. And part 5. Actually, it's part 6. Justice League 17. So, Aquaman 16, Aquaman 17, I mean, I'm gonna get it this week. Because this week is gonna be double fat stack of comics. And a double big fat ouch. But, what the heck. So, the Throne of Atlantis. Well, this is a story done by Jeff Jones. And Jeff Jones is the writer of Justice League and Aquaman. He's the guy who put Aquaman, that made Aquaman recognizable, not recognizable. He made Aquaman to be what Aquaman was meant to be from the beginning, a true superhero. So, oh, another thing, I love this cover. And you see Shazam? Well, Shazam is nowhere to be found on the whole story. Oh yes, we get to see Aquaman here on the cover, that's about it. And the backstory. Over here. That's it. So I thought that he would be part of the story arc, but he's not. So, the Throne of Atlantis is, like I said, is a crossover between Justice League and Aquaman. The thing is that everything started because the Navy was doing some target practice. Some Navy aircraft carrier. And they launched several amount of missiles to hit a specific target. But on the mid-air, that target was tampered with. Those missiles, instead to hit the destined target, well, they tampered with the coordinates to hit Atlantis. So once those missiles hit Atlantis, when the whole hell breaks loose. The thing is that Aquaman's brother, he's a king. And when those missiles hit Atlantis, for him that was like an act of war. So he decided to go to war against the air breather, against the humans. So he using the plan, contingency plan that was wrote by Aquaman himself. Kind of like ironic, huh? So the thing is that the whole conflict was created by one of the Atlanteans that lives with the air breather, us human, to make Aquaman to proclaim himself king again. Because Aquaman in the beginning tried to be king again, but people did not accept him. They almost killed him because he's not 100% Atlantean. And the humans doesn't like him that much because he's not 100% human. So he's half and half. And while all these things happening, the creature shows up. You know, those big eyes, big teeth, no ear, no nose, half human, half alien, half fish, half, and always hungry. The creature shows up. So overall, the whole story is feels like to me. Because I decided yesterday, Sunday, to read the whole arc, all in one step, like if I were reading a trade paperback. And I have to say that the story was so good. It's really good. It might have some points that you go like, okay, this doesn't make sense. Like there's a part here when finally Wonder Woman, Cyborg, actually Batman, Aquaman, and actually when they save Wonder Woman and Superman from those cocoon when they were sent to the bottom of the ocean, I know that Aquaman can talk on the water, but I didn't know that Superman and Wonder Woman can talk on the water. That's the little thing that kind of like gets me. And also, the whole story visually feels like a Michael Bay movie. I mean, we're talking epic battles, cities being destroyed, giant tidal waves. It's like a Michael Bay. It's like if the comic book was done by a Michael Bay. I mean, I would say that Michael Bay, he would love to do a Justice League movie, especially this storyline, because you have a lot of destruction. And Michael Bay's movie, he loves a lot to destroy a lot of things. I mean, he likes explosion, special effects. He loved that. He really loved it. So the Clone of Atlantis is like a Michael Bay movie, but into a comic book. So we got epic fights, destruction, everything. The story, and about the story, when you read it, the story flows real steady. Yeah, there are some points that maybe you go like, okay, but overall, the story flows real nice. I mean, obviously because the two titles they are written by Jeff Jones, same writer, so obviously have to, and maybe that's why the story feels so good, because it's been done by the same writer. Now, when you have a crossover, when there are two different writers, sometimes they turn out to be great, and sometimes they get to lose the main idea somewhere. It's like, I don't know, it's like you get two different writers where they are good or not, but kind of like a make a crossover. Sometimes it works and sometimes they might not work. Not because the story is bad, it's because somehow the two writers, they lost the communication somewhere, or they lost their focus point. So, but in this case, that is being written by the same writer, hey, the story flows real good. The art in Justice League, this guy, Race, oh, believe me, I like him more working on Justice League than Jim Lee. Oh, believe me, I like his work, I like his style a lot more than Jim Lee's on Justice League. And Jim Lee is great, but Race, I like more his style. I don't know what it is, but I like it more than Jim Lee on Justice League. Oh yeah, I mean, he should be working with some other book. I mean, the day that Race finished working on Justice League, I hope that they will give him another book. because he's good with the pencil. He's really good. Oh, the thing is that the story, you don't get bored at all. It has a lot of interesting points. You get to see where Cyborg, his father had to shut down. His father, Cyborg's father, had to shut him down to kind of like a surgery to remove his last lung, so that way he can survive on any environment, underwater or on space. So actually, Cyborg, he will live forever, as long that he doesn't run out of battery. If he uses battery. I know that was kind of mean. I know. I'm sorry. So I like the character Cyborg, and also you get to see that Cyborg, while he was shut down, he still managed to be connected to the system and activates a bunch of superheroes that they don't belong to the Justice League, but superheroes like Hawkman, Black Canary, a bunch of them. Like I said, this is a Michael Bay epic comic book. And the thing is that you don't, besides that you don't get bored, the story is very interesting because there are some great parts where there's a dialogue between Aquaman and Batman that was so good. That dialogue between those two characters that basically run about about 4 or 5 pages only was so good, real good. And we get to see kind of like a romantic part where we get to see Superman and Wonder Woman on Clark Kent's parents' house in Smallville. Well, the next day after, I believe they have a romantic night. Well, Clark Kent came up with this crazy idea to make Wonder Woman wear glasses, so that way nobody can recognize her. You don't recognize me? Now you do. Now you don't. So, if you don't want nobody to recognize you, you just wear a pair, you use glasses. You just put them on, and nobody can recognize you. Simple as that. And that only works in comic books. That's what's so great about comic books. Little things, they work so well. And also, the whole story is real nice. It's real good. You will not get bored. I like the art, the dialogue between all the characters, all the superheroes, the dialogue between Aquaman and his brother. It was real good. And I will have to say that on this arc, I get to see that the Justice League finally are working together, in a way. We get to see Aquaman that he's standing like he's in that situation where he has to choose between being an Atlantean or human, but he doesn't want to choose because he belongs to the two worlds. So that is kind of hard for him to decide, because he's trying to avoid that the two races, Atlanteans and air breathers, like they call them, they will not kill each other, and that's what Aquaman is trying to do. Which eventually he, after beating his brother, he proclaimed himself King of Atlantis. He screamed with a trident and says, "I am your king," after his brother yielded to him. So, if you're not reading Throne of Atlantis, read it, because you're gonna like it. It's something different. Like I say, it's a big epic fight, big epic story, Michael Bay kind of comic book. But it's good. It's really good. Even though that you might not like Aquaman, you're gonna like him. Oh, believe me, this new Aquaman is not the Aquaman that we used to know before the New 52. Oh, this is a new Aquaman where he's supposed to be the way he's supposed to be. If he's a superhero, he should act like a superhero. and not just a guy who talked to fish. And that's what Jeff Jones did with Aquaman. He rebuilt Aquaman and make Aquaman one of the main characters of the Justice League. Believe it or not, Aquaman is one of the main characters of the Justice League. I mean, if Aquaman needs to take charge, he will take it. I mean, Aquaman have more guts than. If somebody have to take charge of the Justice League, Aquaman will step forward first, then Superman. Oh, believe me. Before then, that Superman. And that's kind of like funny, Superman being the most powerful of the DC universe. But I had to say that even though that you don't like Aquaman, you're gonna like it. You're gonna like Aquaman on this storyline. And after you read the Crown of Atlantis, you will start the new story arc, the new kind of like a new story of his life, because he's returning back to Atlantis as a king. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen with the Atlantean people, if they're gonna accept him now than before, how he's gonna feel. Mira, she stays with the air breathers because she's not allowed to be to Atlantis, which I cannot. I don't know the reason why she's not allowed to return to Atlantis. If they wrote that on a comic book, on Justice League or in Aquaman, well, I don't remember. If they did it, well, then that means I have to check it out. But read it, get it. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like Justice League, and you're gonna like Aquaman. And believe me, Aquaman's story is more. I mean, they make a crossover between Aquaman and Justice League because, well, I mean, Aquaman, he cannot fight the whole Atlantean army by himself at all. But overall, the whole story arc for me is a 5 out of 5. And might have some little bit of that. I mean, nothing's perfect on this line, not even comic books. But overall, it's a 5 out of 5. So if you're not reading Aquaman or Justice League, and you're kind of curious about reading Crown of Atlantis, get it. Because you're going to like it. Believe me, you're going to like it. Well guys, this is it. I hope that you like my Crown of Atlantis special video event. I hope that you like my review and my thoughts about it. Well guys, this is it. I hope that you like it. See you later. Bye.